there. Thanks for joining me again for my podcast. Really appreciate it. It's lovely to have you here and it's great to be here. I really enjoyed coming back on last time, and thanks for all your comments and good wishes. I really appreciated that. It was nice to get those comments, and it really encouraged me to come back on and do some more, and hopefully I'll be doing plenty more in the future as well. So thank you for that. If you do hear any background noise, I've got 3 dogs in the room. That's a Harvey who's just jumped off the settee. But no, thank you so much for your comments last time. And as I say, it's great to be back. Yeah, and please carry on messaging me and getting in touch. It's great, and I'll always answer. So thank you for that. If you do want to contact me for anything, I've got an email address. It's thefrugalknitter@gmail.com. I'm on Ravelry as thefrugalknitter2, and I've also got Instagram, thefrugalknitter, and yeah, now the Ravelry, I'm trying to sort of like keep a bit more up to date with it. I wasn't very good with it before, but as I get projects done now, I should be putting more information in there. So now the dog's just opened the kitchen door and it's gone out there. So now I'm going to have a draft coming in. So I've been up to quite a bit. Last weekend I was up in Edinburgh, which was fantastic. I went to see my daughter. I thought I'd start and do a Vlogmas, and I did one, and I think that's about as far as it's going to go, because I just don't have time when I'm working during the week, and sometimes at the weekend as well, to do them properly. And but I did put footage up of my trip to Edinburgh. Emily was working on the Sunday. I went up on the Sunday, went up a bit earlier so that I could make a trip to the Ginger Twist studio, which I'd always been meaning to do and never have done. So I went there. That was lovely. It was a lovely walk from the station. It took me about 25 minutes just sauntering along. It is quite a way, and on the way back it's sort of like slightly uphill from the new town, but it's a lovely walk and there's some nice views along there, and so I'd recommend walking it if you can. If not, I think there's plenty of buses go down there, but it was a really nice trip. And so I went to the Ginger Twist studio, came out of there. By then I needed a cup of coffee, and there was a cafe just a few doors up where people were sitting knitting, so I thought, ideal. So I went in there, grabbed a coffee and Danish pastry, and sat did a bit of knitting before walking back up to Princess Street. And then when I got up to Princess Street, I had a look around the Christmas market, which again, I've never done, even though we're only an hour from Edinburgh. I still had never gone around the Christmas market. So I did that. It was very crowded, so getting footage was a bit difficult. But if you want to see the Christmas market in all its glory, have a look at that video that I did, because it was really quite pretty around Princess Street Gardens, and everything being lit up and everything. It was great. I bought a couple of gifts from there, just small ones. I bought myself a little pair of earrings with some sheep on. I can't really show you them very well because the sheep are so tiny. I actually wasn't quite sure if they were sheep or cows, but apparently they are sheep. I asked my daughter. And yeah, so that was a really nice weekend. On the Monday, me and my daughter, we used to do a lot of geocaching. We like doing that, so we went out and got a few geocaches, and then I headed back late in the afternoon. So that was really nice. And yes, that's all I've been up to really special. Oh no, that's a lie. Yesterday I went to, now I've started doing a little bit of patchwork, because I'd really like to do a quilt, like a proper patchwork quilt. I don't know all the terms and everything. I'm not so something I've always wanted to do. So I started sewing hexagons. And I was really kind of getting into that, and I was just sewing these hexagons while I was working, and so it wasn't really kind of taking away me from my knitting, which of course is what I really do love. And yeah, a friend said to me at knitting group, she's a member of the local quilters group, she said, oh, why don't you come and they meet once a month, and they have talks and things, and they sit and make things and that. So I thought, oh, that'd be really good. So I did go last month. And what I made we was making this thing, I don't know what you'd call it, like a rosette thing that you can put on a quilt. Mine was a complete failure, and it was so awful. When I got home, I threw it in the bin. As I say, I'm not a sewist, so it was awful. And then, but this time we made this lovely little penguin tree ornament, which I'll show you later, which I promised for my daughter. And it was also their Christmas get-together. It's sort of got fluff on my nose. It was also their Christmas get-together, so we all took a little bit of food each and had that. That was nice. I won the raffle, which was great, until they said to me, oh, it's tradition that, you know, if you win the raffle, next time you come, you bring the raffle prize. So I thought, oh, that's okay. But they said, oh, usually it's handmade. I thought, oh, no. I thought, and I can't compete with, I thought, if I hand make something, it's going to have to be something knitted. I can't take something that's quilted. But no, it was okay, because what I actually won was a brought gift. And, you know, apparently if it's brought, then you can give brought back. So thank goodness that was a relief. Because I'm no standard of being able to make things to give away to people just yet, as far as patchwork goes. So that was that. So that was a really lovely day yesterday. In the morning, I'm a qualified dog trainer, so I've just started up my dog training classes again. So that was quite nice. We did that. We've had a really bad storm here. I can't remember what they called it now. It's blown my back fence down, and so I've got some work to do out there. And we've got ponies. I'm just looking out the window now. The sun's been trying to come out, so I might get this white light coming through here, but you know, it's pretty awful out there. So I did think it was a good time for me to jump on here and do this. I might have said in my last podcast, oh, you won't see any fancy candles in my podcast, but as you can see, I've got candles. And it was because it was part of the raffle prize that I won yesterday. So it was a shower gel hand cream, which I really needed because that was handy. And there was 3 Christmas candles in there as well. So I thought, right, okay, Christmas candle. So I put a bit of footage before I started the video. You might have seen it. So there was my knitted nativity scene, which I've got just here, which you'll see as well. And just my shelf of Christmassy bits. I only put the Christmas tree up yesterday with Iona's help. I'm not a Christmas tree person. That it goes up usually a week before Christmas and comes down a week after. But I really thought, actually, and I'm glad I've put it up. I'm glad I've put it up early, because this is early for me. And I feel a bit bad really, because when Emily lived here, she always used to put it up on the 1st and I wouldn't let her. And now I feel really mean. But she put her tree up on the 1st, and yeah, so she's got her own tree now, so it doesn't matter so much. But I was going to put it up anyway because Emily's coming home Boxing Day, and then I thought, well, my other daughter's always around here anyway. It's not as if I'm sitting here on my own day after day. So and I'm glad I put it up now, because it's cheered the place up no end. So anyway, on to the knitting. What am I wearing? So this is the Corran Cardigan, as you can see, which I finished. It was on the needles for about probably about a year. Maybe not quite a year, but yes, I'm really glad to get this done. I did the size 4. I was really annoyed because I've just snagged it because this picture here is one that I've just recently got from a charity shop with sheep on, and I had to get it. I really liked it, but I did have this up there, but where it was, this is my African mask, but where I had it on the wall, it looked as if it was like just about to come down and hit me on. It looked silly, so I swapped it for the sheep one, but that'll go back up when I finish the podcast. But I thought, I'm just going to sit here looking in the camera and just see that African mask pointing down at my head. It's going to really annoy me. So I swapped it for the sheep one, but then I went and snagged my cardi on the nail. But so anyway, so back to this. So I did the size 4. I was worried it wasn't going to be big enough. I say I've finished it, but I haven't put buttons on yet, and I will put buttons on. I have sent for some buttons. I couldn't get any locally. I just wanted some cheap ones because it was just knitted in inexpensive yarn. It was knitted Yarn Fair Supreme Acrylic DK, and my daughter got me 10 of these in a pack for Christmas 2 Christmases ago. So and I've still got, I think I've got about 3 or 4 left, but I have used bits and bobs for other projects as well. So that was that. So actually it's okay. It's like I said before, you know, on here, it's perfectly all right, and I wasn't gonna not use it, and I'm pleased how it turned out. There is a couple of mistakes in the arm. I don't know if you can see just there, because I kept putting it down and then picking it up again after weeks and weeks, and me being me, I wasn't writing down where I'd got to or anything, or making any notes. So it was a stupid thing for me to do. And also I've got a bit of a line going across the back there, and I tried to get rid of it. It was where I wound in my ends as I was going along, because I usually, as I'm knitting along, I usually put the ends in as I go, and I've always done that, but I've never really done an all over lace pattern before. So you could see where I'd woven it in, and when I went back to try and hook it back out again, I couldn't. It was really well and truly in, so I just had to leave it. And I thought, well, this isn't going to be, you know, a special cardigan. It's just going to be for in the summer around the house, even in the winter for me, because I don't need anything thick most of the time. I'm in that stage. In fact, I've got a t-shirt underneath, and earlier I had to take this off, and I've got no heating on, so yeah, so I won't be going anywhere special for it, but I will probably knit another Corran cardigan. I did enjoy doing it once I got into it again, and yeah, but don't ever be afraid if you can't afford to get you know, I say nice yarn. This is nice enough. If you can't afford pure wool or wool blend or something, you know, it's better to knit with acrylic than not knit at all. And I was watching a podcast the other day, I can't remember who it was now, it was a brilliant podcast, really enjoyed it, but I was a little bit put off when she said that she apologised, and she says she was embarrassed to say that she'd used acrylic yarn. And I thought, why be embarrassed about it? There's nothing embarrassing about it, you know. For years and years, in the sort of like, I suppose 70s and 80s, most people knitted with acrylic, you know, and you know, not many people could afford to knit with pure wool. So, and it's not about, you know, it's about the process of it. It's not just about, you know, the best wool that you can buy and the best colours, you know. Yeah, they're lovely. Sometimes it's just not practical, and I say this every single time I come on, it's just not practical to use those yarns all the while. I've got really sensitive skin, so if this was in pure wool, I couldn't wear it with a t-shirt underneath, and it's a summer cardigan, so what would be the point of me doing it in wool? In fact, if you go right back on my videos, you'll see that I actually started the Corran cardigan in pure wool. I got some reduced in the local garden centre when they was closing up the craft section, and it was pure wool. And I started to knit it and realised once I put it up against my skin, there was no way I was ever going to be able to wear it, which is why I pulled it out and started knitting it in the acrylic. Don't get me wrong, I do like knitting with wool, and if it's affordable and, you know, readily available, but a lot of the time I do knit with acrylic, and that's it, because it just suits me and it suits my grandkids as well, and it's more practical. Right, okay, so what have I finished? So I finished these socks, which I think I showed you last time, and they was just from a ball of yarn that I got from a charity shop, and I can't remember, it did come with a ball band, but I lost it, and I can't remember the name or the make but I do know, and I think I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. In fact, I know it's discontinued. But I've never knit with such awful wool in all my life. It was horrible. I remember it was 75% wool, 25% nylon. I do know that, but it just kept splitting. Just really horrible to knit with. But they've come out all right, and they'll be a present for Christmas. These blockers, I've got them on, are really too small. I need to get some. I want to get some of the metal blockers. These are just the wooden ones. I got them off of eBay, and they're not really big enough for the socks that I use them for. But yeah, so they're okay. So just a plain pair of vanilla socks. I did show you them last time. What else? Now, also a finished object I've got. I did a Christmas jumper for my grandson, who's 2. That's away. I had to give it to him, and I had literally a week to knit it in. And my daughter, she messaged me and she said, this is my daughter that lives local. She said, oh, can you knit me a jumper for Charlie is going to local care home to sing carols. I don't know how a 2-year-old's going to sing carols. But anyway, off they went, and he had his little jumper on. I'll put a picture up here so you can see it. And I just worked on that solidly for a week to get it done. And it was called the Christmas Tree Motif Jumper by Pizpaw Patterns, and it was a free pattern, and it fits children it's size 2 to age 2 to 13, and I made the first size, which was age 2 to 3. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a free pattern, it was a paid pattern from Ravelry, and it was £4.50. It's knit in the flat, and I just used Premier Value DK. They're 100-gram balls at £1.99 a ball. So it cost me £3.98 to knit, and I used, as I say, Premier Value DK, and I used 142 grams in the poppy, and then I just used oddments that was in my stash of green, white and yellow. And the gauge was spot on, 22 stitches, 28 rows. I didn't do a gauge swatch, I never do very often. And I just did the gauge after I'd knit part of the jumper. And I did that on 4mm needles. Now, it was supposed to use intarsia, but I started off and I totally forgot it was supposed to be using intarsia, and I was doing stranded colour work. So I just used the stranded colour, and I did that throughout. And it actually worked quite well because it just made the tree motif stick out a little bit, just, you know, because obviously that fabric's going to be thicker where you've stranded it across the back, and it just made the tree stand out a little bit, almost like 3D, not in a horrible way. It looked really good, and so I was quite pleased how that turned out. It was a happy accident. Yeah, so yeah, and so I'll put, as I say, the photos here, and you can have a look at that, and then I'll pop a photograph him when wearing it. He wouldn't stand still properly too, and he loves Spider-Man, so he's doing this sign thing what Spider-Man does, and you see him there wearing it. So I was quite pleased with that. I do believe now that the pom-pom on the top that I made is now fell off, which I'm not surprised about. I made the pom-pom using a fork, and I don't know if you look on YouTube, there's lots of videos on there on how to make small pom-poms with a fork, and you just wrap your yarn around the fork, and then of course tie it through the spokes. So that's a nice easy way to make a pom-pom. On the pattern it does advise you drawing around a 5p piece, but I thought, oh gosh, no, that's far too fiddly, so I'm not going to do that. So yes, that was the way of doing that, and yeah, it was good. And then the little balls, you knit them individually and then sew them on. So that was good. So I did that, and then I was knitting my granddaughter. She wanted a candy cane striped hat. So this is what I did for her. Now this took me, I just did this while I was working. So let me get details up for that. So that was, oh, I don't have details for that. See what I'm like? I'll show you on my tablet. So that was really good. It didn't take me long, it was just scraps acrylic, and that was, they do it, I'll get the details up. They do it in a baby size right up to, I think it's an extra large or large adult. And it's by Purl, Soho, and I followed the link. It's a free hat pattern. I followed the link from Ravelry and it takes you to their website. So you have to scroll through loads of adverts to get the pattern, but it's worth it. It's a good pattern. It's one of these patterns. I mean, this is child. Now I know I've only got a small head. I've got a hair bobble on, so it might not. And I mean, I could get away with that, you know, so, and they, because it's 1x1 rib, it's really stretchy, and I love these 1x1 rib hats. If you do, I used to do a lot of hats for charity, so these are brilliant for charity because you can send them away and they will fit so many people, especially if you do the next size up, which I've done an adults one, which I'll show you in a moment. So that was that. And the pattern, the glasses back on. So it's called the Classic Ribbed Hat in New Colours and Styles. And I presume that's a new version of the hat. And then it tells you how to, I mean, it's just different stripes. It's not rocket science. But that's all the different variations. Of course, I did the one at the bottom, which just happened to be in the candy cane colours that I did it in. So that's a good little pattern to have. Oh, my hair's annoying me now because I want my hair bobble out. Right, oh God, what a mess! Totally professional. I look like something that's come out of a flipping hedge. I do need a haircut. I'm supposed to be getting a haircut next week, but oh, how awful. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm supposed to be getting a haircut next week, but it just so happens now I've got to work. So, never mind, eh? Worse things happen at sea. So that was that. So then I've done another one of those hats. I won't try it on this time. That's the back. So with the back, you just have to be careful, obviously, because you're knitting it in the, oh, I've lost it now, I can't find it. Try to see. So that was the bit where, because you just got to be careful that you don't get the jogs in it where, you know, because it's a spiral that you're knitting, because you're doing it in the round, that you don't get those bits where you know, where you change colours there. So you can see it a little bit, but yeah, and then of course it's the decreases in the top that are really, really simple. Really simple, beginner friendly pattern. So I've done that one as well. So that's those two, and if I take my glasses off, I do hate wearing glasses. If I have that, perhaps I can have it as my thumbnail. So that's those finished. So that one's not for Christmas. That's just for my granddaughter because she just wanted it. And then that one, I'm being a bit frugal this Christmas, and people are just getting either a hat or scarf or something and a chocolate orange. And there's, you know, because obviously I spend on my daughters and that, but yeah. But one of my daughters, one that lives quite locally, she doesn't like hand knitted items, so she don't get them. And yeah, and that's Megan, that's the mum to the Eliza that wanted this hat. But Emily, who lives in Edinburgh, and Iona, who lives just around the corner, they love knitted items, especially Iona. You can knit her anything. In fact, I nearly gave her this because it fits her lovely, because I wasn't quite sure that this was going to be big enough, but then I thought, well, I'm not going to really be doing it up anyway, so I'll put the buttons on, but I'll probably hardly ever do it up. And yeah, I mean, she would have, you know, I said to her, "Oh, do you want?" "Oh yeah," she said. So she's really good to knit for, and so is Emily. So that's those. And what else I've finished? Oh, I'll show you my little penguin that I made yesterday at the quilting group. Obviously it's not quilted, it's just so this is my little penguin. So this is going to go up to Edinburgh for Emily's tree. And it was funny because she handed out, she did a little pack. We just paid £2 for the kit, sorry. And there was this chocolate coin in it, in the kit, you see. It came in this bag and with the instructions. And I was sewing round, and I mean, this is how bad at sewing I am. I couldn't even remember how to do blanket stitch, because all around the edge there is blanket stitch. And I hadn't done blanket stitch since I was at school. And I couldn't remember, and I had to ask somebody to show me how to do it. And I didn't realise that it had this little pocket thing. And then I found the chocolate coin in with the kit, and I thought, oh, she's given us a chocolate coin. And I thought I was just about to delve into it, but I suddenly realised that it goes in the little pocket there to hang onto the tree. So I'm really pleased with that, and Emily will be getting that, yeah, to stick on the tree. So I was pleased with that. I mean, to be honest, usually every year I do make some kind of thing to put on the tree. I've done these sweetie things last year, the year before, and I've done this. That was actually sewn. But yeah, so that's that one. And the other one was sewing related as well. Don't worry, this isn't going to turn into a sewing podcast at all, but I just wanted to show you because I've done them. And I don't suppose I have really many people in the real world to show. But I went to the Creating Craft, can't remember what the show's called now, I did tell you about it before, in Glasgow. So it's also, it's Creative Craft, oh I don't know, I can't remember now, in Glasgow. And I keep looking out the window because I know my daughter from Elston, she's visiting to get some shopping in Kelso today, and I'm just wondering she might pop round, so I've just got to keep an eye. So if I have to stop everything, that's why. So I made this, when I was there I picked up a kit, and oh god, now my thing's fallen through. Oh, there it is. So I picked up a kit to make this bag, and it was so that I could put my things in it to take when I go to the sewing class. It was this kit I bought, and it was called the Elite Pouch by Beth Brampton, and it's supposed to be skill level beginner, so that's why I picked it up. So there it is there, and she had some samples made up on a stand, and I liked the one in this colourway, which I thought was really pretty. And I actually made this all by hand because at the time my sewing machine wasn't working very well, and I sent it away to get it serviced, so it was away, so I couldn't use it. But I hand quilted the bottom, I don't know if you can see, probably hand quilted the bottom, and then you can turn it over. I'm well chuffed with it. This is the first thing I've made since I was at school as far as sewing go. And then it's got all these little pockets. I don't know if you can see here. If I turn it up too much, everything will fall out. So it's got all these little pockets inside where you can put things. So, and I was really pleased with that because I did it all by hand, and all my little bits and that I got at the show. Yeah, so I'm pleased with that. I took that with me yesterday, so I could sew my penguin. And yeah, so I did buy another kit at the show, and it was to make a bag, but oh, I messed it up. I will try and salvage it, but I'll have to alter the size of it, let's put it that way. So yeah, so that's that. So right, so works in progress. what am I doing? So as far as what I'm working on at the moment, last time I was on, I showed you that I'd started on the Cora wrap by the Creabea, and I was knitting it in this Drops Karisma, and I'd done a little bit when I was last done, and I carried on. I did quite a large amount right up until the bit where you start on the I-cord edging at the back of the neck, and then you start and you pick up the stitches and you do your I-cord along here. But it was something I just didn't like about it. It was puckering along one side, even though I was picking up the stitches, particularly how it said, it still kept puckering. I pulled it out about 3 times, and then when I looked at the actual fabric that it was making, I just didn't like it. It was like too heavy and too thick, and yeah, so in the end, I wasn't enjoying it, having to pick up this I-cord edge and everything all the way around. And don't get me wrong, the Creabea's wonderful patterns, and I've done loads of them, but I don't know, I just couldn't get my head in the right space to be doing it, because the pattern has got so many variations on it. You really have to make sure you're following the right bit and everything, and I just wasn't in the right headspace for that. I just wanted to pick something up and just follow the pattern straight through without going from the front to the back and find out which bits I was doing and everything. So I put that to the side for now. I don't know if I will actually ever do it. I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. But it's a shame, because most of her patterns I really do enjoy. And yeah, they usually always come up fantastic for me. But that, I think it was just this I-cord thing. And I've done I-cord edges before, but I don't know, it just kept puckering at the back of the neck. I didn't like it. I think if I changed the yarn, then I'd be all right. But I think this was perhaps too much of a heavyweight DK to be using on it. So what I did do, the Felix sweater has been on my list for ages to start on. So I thought I would use it on that. Now, as you all know, the Felix sweater is done in Aran weight, and this is DK. So what I thought, so what I thought I would do is just start on it and just fudge it as I go along. So this is how far, which is the back, which is the front. So that's how far I've got so far. I did try it on last night, and all I've done is I've just increased the amount of repeats that I've done on the yoke. So I've done so far, I'm just over 100 centimetre bust, and I've just done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 repeats, and I've just got to the stage where I'm going to add in some extra stitches to start on the armholes. So I think it's going to be okay. I've measured it against the no frill sweater, which also did in Drops Karisma. I've put it up against that, and it measures up okay. So that's what I've been working on. But saying that, I haven't been working on it hardly at all, because I'm just trying to get this gift knitting out the way. I've got a couple of pairs of socks to do. I've got another hat, and I did start on some baby socks. I haven't got them here to show you. I didn't bring them down. I started on some baby socks for one of my granddaughters that'll be 6 months old now. But when I looked at them, I thought, do you know what? I don't know if they would have fitted, I think, but they were just too fiddly. So I thought, I'm going to leave them, and I'll just do a cardigan or something quickly. So I've got that in my Emma Ball penguin bag. It's not penguin, puffin bag. I love puffins. So I'm working on that. And what else am I working on? Oh, some socks. So I think these are the gingerbread. So it's my short spinners that I'm using, yeah, gingerbread, and the contrast colour is amber. Actually, I bought this from the Ginger Twist, and I just wanted something quick and easy. I was going to do some Christmas socks with like some motifs at the top, but in the end I just wanted something that was going to be quick and easy, so I'm doing those by West Yorkshire Spinners. I'm just doing a heel flap and gusset, and I just cast on. We're all size 5 with quite narrow feet, so I just cast on 56 stitches for us all. And so yeah, so that's the gingerbread and the contrast. What did I say the contrast was? Amber. So I thought they'd go quite well. I didn't know to use this for the contrast or dark green, because I've seen somebody done them in dark green. I quite like dark green, but I'm going to choose that now. So I've got another 3 of these to do. Oh, and plus the remainder of that. I'm hoping I should get that finished today. I think I've done about 20 rows, 15, 20 rows. No, take that back. About 10 rows there from where I've finished the gusset. Yeah, so there. I've got to finish there. So I haven't really got that much on the go because I've got to cast on another hat. I'll be glad when all these gift knits are over. Next year, I said it last year, that I'm going to start them in July and just do them then. But I bet I don't. And last year I promised I would knit myself a Christmas jumper, and I didn't do that either. I do apologise, the light's coming through now. It was so dark earlier this morning. And also I've been doing these a while now, but I just wanted to show you. And I wanted to, as I say, make a quilt. So I started making these hexagons, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've just been doing these, and the material I got from the show in Glasgow, and then I also I got some, this was a pillowcase. I bought some pillowcases, 50p each, and then I did pick up some others, fat quarters from the shop, and also a friend of mine. These pieces, they came from, that was a pillowcase, that one, and the others came from Home Bargains. It's about the same, but there's some here. I really do like I just love the fabric, it's so nice. I quite like that one. So all I'm going to do is I'm just picking up random ones, and then I'm just going to eventually sew them all together. I'm not rushing to do this, you know, it's just something to go on my bed. But I think my favourite has got to be this one. I just love it with the rabbit or hare, and then the birds. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on doing those, but not until after Christmas. And so acquisitions. Oh, I've had loads. I've been spending far too much money in the charity shops and not in the charity shops. As you know, I like to go around the charity shops, see what I can find. And what have I found so far? Well, I'll show you a couple of things that I didn't get, first of all, from the charity shops. So this I was given yesterday, and everybody got one. A lady there, she'd so kindly made these for everybody in the group, and they've got these little clips that you use for when you're doing your patchwork, holding bits together. So instead of the pins, you use these little clips. So that's really nice. So when I get my craft room sorted upstairs and I've got a proper pin board, I can pin that on there. So it was really lovely to get that. That's super. And my daughter, she went to Paris a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and I went up. She's got African Lansdales. I think I told you actually. I went up to look after them for in Edinburgh, and she got me. She brought back a fridge magnet with a bicycle because I like cycling. With like a pan, all food and that in the basket of this bicycle fridge magnet, which she got from the Eiffel Tower, and she also got me these caramel cookies as well. I haven't opened them yet, but I thought this would make a really lovely notions tin afterwards. Just have the little cat on there, so that'd be great for keeping notions in. So pleased with that. And what else has come into my life? So I've been mooching around charity shops as always. I picked up, this is about 100 grams. I think when I weighed it, it was 97 grams of sock yarn. So if anybody knows, because it didn't have a label on it, so if anybody, I'm trying to get the colour, I think that's about it. So if anybody knows what this is, could you let me know down below? I don't know what one it is, but if you recognise it, it'd be great to know if you could tell me. So that was £2, I think. So that was good, that was a bargain. And then I've got, I'll show you this. Now, excuse the crackling. I did show this on my Instagram, but I brought this for, try not to crackle it. That was £6 for that yarn. So I saw that and I thought, oh, I've got to get that. So it's obviously quite, well, I think it's, I did have a look to see if it was still available. I couldn't see an exact. Now it's by, made in the UK, Spectrum Yarns. So I did feel one and it actually sounds quite, sorry. It's actually quite soft and it's got that sort of like a bit of floof on it. It's lovely and soft. 80% acrylic, 20% nylon. So I've got, how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 10 of those, 10 50-gram balls. So it'll be enough to make something. I'm still waiting to do a vest, so I won't put it back in. But that wasn't bad for £6, so really pleased with that. Now, as you're probably aware, because I'm always saying it, I don't usually knit with things like mohair, but I've always wanted to try it. I did find this is acrylic, and I got 1, 2, 3, so I've got 300 grams of this mohair look. Again, it looks vintage. Sheen and Luxury, 100% acrylic, knits to double knitting, easy care. So yeah, imported by, oh, it's originally from Pound Stretcher, imported for Pound Stretcher stores. The Pound Stretcher still going? I don't think they are up here. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But I didn't pay much for it. I paid about £1 or something. I think I paid £1 for 3 of those. So I can squirrel that away and use it for something in the future. What else? And then from the same place, I bought these. Now these are mohair. Trying to find the label on it. All got labels have fallen off. So this is Rainbow Exhibition Mohair. 70% mohair, 13% wool, 9% nylon. And that's a 50-gram ball. So I've got that. It's a really nice colour. So I'm presuming I'll probably end up holding that, but then I'll have to go and buy something that colour to use it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. So, but actually, I don't know, it don't feel that bad. Maybe I should try it. Just try it, see how I get on. It would make it really warm though, wouldn't it? And yeah, but anyway, I can squirrel that away as well. And then I got, I don't know what this is. I think I paid a couple of quid for this, and it's all there. So it's this here. Sorry, I'll show you with the bag attached. So it's this. If you can see it. That. And it's I don't know what, there's nothing to say what it is. I think it looks like a, perhaps a fingering weight, I don't know. I'll work it out. But I've got one, so this would be okay for, you could do a ranunculus with it or something like that. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've probably got about 5.5, 6 balls of these because they've been wound around. So I don't know if they've been used, but they're not crinkly. So I'll have to weigh them and see what I've got. And I think I paid a couple of quid for them, but that's what it originally looked like. So I don't know. You can see. So I might be able to use that for something. Might be able to use it for a mindfulness shawl or something. So that was all good. It just cost me peanuts. Oh, I'll keep dropping things on the floor, I'll pick them up later. Then what did I buy? So I'll keep on with the charity shops at the minute. So I picked up some vintage patterns, just out of interest really. And yes, I found that one. I thought, you can never have too many hat patterns. So yeah, cost 6p by Peyton's and Beehive. 7.5p. That one was originally, and I was looking at them, you know, to fit size, right? Size 1, 34-inch bust. Size 2, 36-inch bust. And the third one, size 3, 38-inch bust. And that's as far as it goes. So not very size inclusive. So I shan't be making that. Not for myself anyway. But this is, well, look at this one. This is Robin double to fit a 32 to 44-inch bust. So they were really, you know. And then, what's this one? Oh, that goes up to a 40-inch bust as well. Now this one I found interesting. This goes bust 32 to 38 inches, which is 81 to 97 centimetres, right? So again, not big enough for me, but look at that pattern. What does that remind you of? And I think, I haven't looked, can't really see it there. Oh, just look on this bit here, see it a bit better. But I think it's the same stitch pattern as the Corran Cardigan. I'll have to have a look, see if it is. But thank goodness, you know, the patterns that we get now are more size inclusive. Because if not, then, I mean, look at this one. I thought this was quite funny. Can you imagine now? Can you imagine blokes walking down the road looking like that? He looks like something from Robin Hood. Now this is a vest that I thought I could do. And this is a 24 to 42 inch. So I've just about managed to do that. And it's Peyton's DK Carefree, originally 12p. But I thought actually I might do that vest. I've been looking for a vest. I might actually do that. It's just a simple, sorry, so that's the stitch pattern. So nice and easy. So I might actually do that. I might do that. Just use some cheap acrylic or something to do it. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll. It's not going to need much yarn to do that. I might buy some. And then that's double. I picked it up. I thought it was crochet. It's actually double knitting. What's the sizes on that one? 40 to 41. So that seems to be kind of the limit. Sort of like a 40, 42 is the maximum that they go up to. What did they do? Like, it's not fair. So anyway, I mean, I know we have got bigger over the years, but even so, there must have been a few people that were bigger than 42-inch butts. And then I picked up this. It's just a Yarn Smith's. Well, I don't think this is very old. I think I paid 10p for it. But it's got some Christmas jumpers in there. It's got all those patterns. Just their Christmas edition. So, a few bits in there. So I thought this might be becoming useful in the future. You never know. So that was my charity shop finds. And then I also, now you can hold me accountable for this, I bought a swatch square measuring thingy because I really do need this. And I thought if I bought this it would make me more likely to do a swatch, because at the moment if I do a swatch, like what I'll do is I'll knit it and then I'll just get a ruler and some pins and do it the old-fashioned way, do it that way. But I thought this might encourage me, and one of my New Year's resolutions is to do a swatch more regularly. Not on everything, because some things you don't, but when I'm doing proper sweaters, cardigans, things that matter, I thought I would start and use one of these to make sure I did it. I thought it would encourage me, because it was a ridiculous amount of money for what it is. It was £9.75, and I will not buy it and not use it, because if I've paid that amount of money for this, then I'm going to make sure I use it. So so yeah, I got that from the Ginger Twist Studio. And I also got myself some barber cords, which in there. So which I've been wanting some for ages, because I know all they are is just long things that you put on your ends of your needles so you can try things on. But it's made it so much easier with the Felix sweater that I'm doing. The other thing I found is I'm a bit worried that they'll come off the ends. I know they probably won't. So once you've got them on the cord, I don't know if there's some knack of sliding them back off the cord and back onto your needles, because I found that to be a bit fiddly, but not as fiddly as having to put them on, extra needles, take them off and blah, blah, blah. So the only thing with these is they stink. They smell really chemically plastic. They really do smell horrible. And I don't know if it's because I just shut up in this little tin and because I knew. But I think somebody else mentioned that before on a podcast. I don't know. But they really smell. And I guess they was going to, because I'd heard that they did. But yeah, so I'm just hoping that wear off. I suppose I could just leave them out of the tin, but then I'll probably use them, knowing me. So, so that's all my acquisitions. I've showed you all them. What am I going to be up to? So I'm going to finish my socks. I need to do them, and I need to do another hat. And I think I'll just do another one of those Purl Soho beanies. And I'm in no hurry to finish the cardigan, although I would like it finished because I would like to wear it. And then, oh, I'll tell you what I've done, which is rather naughty of me. I don't ever usually buy myself a Christmas present. And this year I have. So I've sent away for I'm going to do a subscription to a sock club once a month. But in my defence, I'm not getting 100 gram skein and contrast. I'm just getting a 50 gram skein and a contrast, because that's enough for a pair of socks for either me or any of my daughters. So yeah, so I've got birthdays coming up for people. Well, I've got one. Emily's birthday's in January. Iona's birthday's in February. And then I usually do like socks like for Halloween or Valentine's, things like that. So, you know, it'll be put to good use. It's not like, you know, it's all for me, because I'm going to be knitting to gift as well. So I'm really excited about that, because as you know, it's very, very rarely that I knit with hand-dyed yarn. It's really special. So I really treated myself, and I'm going to do that once a month. And you can cancel it if you want at any time. So it's not as if you're committed. So I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait to get the first one. So that, and I can't remember who I've done it with now. I can't remember, but I'll show you next time, because it might be here by next time. I'm also going to try, see this mess? I got this years and years ago. I showed you the advent calendar that I had done. Did I show the advent calendar? Well, anyway, I did this advent calendar that I stitched for my grandchildren. It was actually, I started when it was for the mum, for Megan. And I never ever got it finished. So I finished it this year and gave it to them. And at the same show where I bought that kit, I also bought this kit. And it's to make a Christmas tree decoration. And it was in the cupboard for years and years. No, the mice didn't get it. It's actually, I got it out because I thought, because I've got all my bits to do it. And I'm going to try and do this as well. So it can be another one for Iona's tree or this tree. And I've got my material, look, and my bits of ribbon and my little beady things, and a little bell. So I've got all I need to do it, but I got it out. This was a couple of months ago. So I thought, oh, I found it. And I put it on the side, and one of my dogs got it, Nala. She's terrible. She pinches pens. She pinches anything that's paper, and if there's a knife, any kind of knife, she'll pick it up and bring it into the living room. So I have to make sure all knives are put away, and anything that's paper that I have to put away as well. She's not a chewer. She don't like, I don't know, gnaw on the furniture or anything like that. It's just if it's bits of paper. She loves bits of paper and pens. She's a stationary girl, and then she found this. So it's all a bit, but I'm sure it'll be self-explanatory. And I've got these little bits that I can sellotape to it if I need to. So anyway, so that was originally by the Stitch Witch. I don't even know if, it proves how long ago it was, because it's a landline for contact details and not a mobile. So yeah, so I might have a go at that if I want a break from sock and hat knitting. So that's about it really. Oh God, now I've dropped that on the floor. I'll pick it up again in a minute. Right, so Nala don't get it because it's the other pattern pieces to this. Just let me have a swig of my water. So I've been watching a few podcasts lately and some Vlogmases. Now I've been really enjoying the Vlogmas from Knits from Lincolnshire. And why I've been enjoying that is, if you've watched some of my previous podcasts, you'll have seen that I went down to Lincolnshire, not the summer just gone, the summer before, and I did a house, I was looking after a house down there and their dogs for them. And it was just outside the outskirts of Lincoln. I'd always wanted to visit Lincoln. My mum, I always remember saying, "Oh, you must go to Lincoln. It's a lovely town." And it was. I absolutely loved Lincoln, and just to watch her, her footage from around Lincoln, the cathedral and the castle, and just going up the hill there, it was absolutely lovely. And when I was there, there was a heat wave on, and it was just so hot. And I remember I caught the bus into Lincoln, and I did the walk up the hill, visited the castle and the cathedral, and then I walked to her shop there, and it was great. I might put a photograph in here if I can find one, because I went to see her in the shop and she's really lovely, and we talked about knitting for a while. She was quite busy in there, so we couldn't talk for too long, but it was just really nice to talk to her. And she's a really lovely lady. She's got a beautiful shop. So if you ever are in Lincoln, go, because I really recommend it. It's great. Lincoln's great, her shop's great, and and she's really great to talk knitting with. So that's that. So I've really been enjoying Knits from Lincolnshire Vlogmas. Knit Sit Happy as well. She's always one of my favourites, and her Vlogmas is going on right now. Finished Knitting Stories, again, another great one. I love looking at the scenery on that one. And she's showing outside, it's all snowy there and everything, and really Christmassy, which is great. Loch, Briar Knits. I love watching her podcasts and her vlog. She's doing a Vlogmas at the minute. She's got a lovely dog she shows on there. And I really... We've got, I love watching her podcast because we're so alike, I feel. I think she's got the same kind of personality as me, and she's got a small head like me, which I thought was quite funny. She kept on saying how small her head was, and I've got a very small head as well. I actually take a child's size if I'm knitting a hat or anything, and even if I buy like a cycling helmet or a riding hat, it's always like I can get away with the child size. So so it's I've been really enjoying her Vlogmas. She's lovely, and and I think I've realised that I've got a bit of a thing going on, because Loch Briar Knits, she's from Nova Scotia, and then of course Knit Sit Happy, she's from, is it New Brunswick? But anyway, but they're sort of like Nova Scotia area, and I've always wanted to go, and I was hoping, fingers crossed, I could perhaps get there this coming year. We do get quite reasonable price flights from Edinburgh to Halifax, so I'd really love to go there. I really would, and have a look around. I think it's the most easiest place in Canada to get to from Edinburgh, without having to take extra flights and that. I'd like to go to Prince Edward Islands, and because I'm a big fan of Anne of Green Gables, and I'd like to go there. And I was wondering if there was sort of like, because obviously I would be without a car, and I don't think I'd feel confident enough to hire a car and obviously drive on the other side of the road. So I was wondering if I went and stayed in Halifax, if there's like trips you can go on to get to Prince Edward Island or go to other places. So yeah, but so I'm waffling now, dreaming about next summer. So that's what I've been watching, and I'll put all the, I don't know if I've put links, but I'll put those below. And then this week on Tuesday, I'm working all day tomorrow. I've got a long shift tomorrow, 11 till 8 o'clock at night. So I'm not looking forward to that. But on Tuesday, it's going to be a fantastic day for me, and I'm so excited about it, because Tuesday, first thing in the morning, 10 till 12 is my knit and natter group, so that's good. And then it's our Christmas meal straight afterwards. So I've got a Christmas meal at the local pub, hotel, and so I've got that in the afternoon. And then as soon as I've finished there, I've got to catch a train up to Edinburgh because Emily and her boyfriend Oscar are dancing a Christmas show. They do a lot of dancing at Dance Space in Edinburgh. So they do commercial dance and they do something else, I can't remember the name of it. So they're in the show twice. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm also excited because I've just got a 50s train pass, so I get a third off off my train ticket. And I'm backwards and forwards to London all the time. Edinburgh all the time. So hopefully I can start and save a bit of money on that. So see if it works. No, my luck. So Tuesday's going to be a lovely day. I'm really excited about it. It's the only thing is I'm a bit worried I'm going to be crunched for time as from leaving the meal and getting to the train station. So I'm going up with Iona and her dad. So I'm hoping that she'll come and do the dogs for me so I can come straight from the meal straight to the station. I'll have to pick Iona and her dad up as well because his car's having problems. So yeah, it'll be a bit rushed that bit, but once we're on the train and away, it'll be great. So I'm really looking forward to that. So Tuesday is going to be fun-packed and exciting, and then I've got Wednesday off up until 4 o'clock, and then I'm just working from 4 till 8, I think, on Wednesday. So yeah, so that's what's happening, that's what's going to be happening, that's what I've been knitting. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go now because I'm just waffling on, and yeah, I may see you before Christmas, I may not. If not, it might be between Christmas and New Year. May do it that way. If I don't see you again, Merry Christmas, have a good one. Get watching some of them Vlogmases because they're absolutely brilliant. And yeah, and I'll see you again very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well if you can, please. And do comment down below because I love to read the comments, and yeah, I love answering them as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.